Okay, so class, I thought it might be helpful for the beginning of each module to kind of have just an overview of me talking for like 1 or 2 minutes to maybe put some ease, or if you just prefer, if you're like a visual learner. So some people like to read a lot. Some people need kind of just a verbal overview. So this isn't going to be the same information that you could read. So if you're like, I don't want to hear your voice, then you can hit stop. Okay, so in the modules, so you should be able to see my screen. Let me go into student mode. That might be a little bit easier. And I'm going to look at, so we have week 2 module. Week 3 is up, but I'm going to look at week 2. You'll notice the dates are on there. So that's when it should be open. You can start it before then, but when it's open and when it ends. So it'll still be there. I'm not going to close it after it ends. That's just when it's due. And I think it's helpful to have the dates on there. So you click on that and then you'll click on this. Week 2 is all about backward design and objectives. In the module, on the first page, it'll tell you your objectives and then readings, which it links the readings. And if you have to read from the text, then that's on there as well. And then the activities for you to complete. You got to go read all the stuff first. You can't just stay in the module overview. Like, there's valuable information. It's not just these readings. There's also some other texts that I wrote that I would say if I was in class or to prep you for a discussion forum or a journal reflection. But this will give you an idea of like, you know, kind of time-wise, what kind of expectations are there for you. So you're like, okay, well, I've got 2 things to read here, this chapter. I'm going to have to do a discussion. I'm going to have to do a journal reflection. And then you're just going to go through the module pages. And you can flip through before reading everything and go back and forth if you like need to do a quick check. So here you'll see that there is some reading. And then that same article is linked here. So you'll see the linked articles at the beginning. Some people like to print them off. That's fine if you need to do that. Or I also link them when I think it's appropriate to read it. So I'm kind of prepping you. Think about like an English class when you're like, okay, what kind of knowledge do you need first before you start reading it? So rather than just reading all ahead of time, you're kind of getting a guided reading. So you're going to read the article and then there's information right there. Not too much to read and just go through the process. Here's about educational philosophy. So you're reading an article and then it's kind of guiding you through writing a global objective, which is an activity. And then you'll post that in the discussion board. So here are the directions. You click to launch the discussion and you'll go there. Morgan is already posted. So you can create a new thread. You can go read Morgan's if you want. You kind of see I've responded to her. See, her post isn't very long, which is totally great. Morgan did exactly what she was supposed to do. It doesn't need to be super long. I'll try to, this is important information for your first major assignment. So I'm able, when you post this, I'm able to give some formative feedback. So be looking for me to respond to you to get some feedback, and your classmates are more than welcome to also provide some feedback as well. So then the kind of weird part about Blackboard is then now it's hard to get back because it takes you in the discussion forum. So you really have to go back to your module and go through it again, and that kind of, you can hit the back button, but it kind of sucks. So then you can come down here and you should be able to click on just wherever you want. So we would go to the next thing. Here's some more information and it's telling you to read chapter 1. So there is some text for you to read, but you don't have to do this all in one sitting. You can break it down. And then it also wants you to look at the Arkansas frameworks there, and then you're going to do a reflection. Reflections are just you and I can see it, and none of your classmates. So discussion forum, your classmates can read and see your responses, but not in a reflection. And then here, so you would click to launch that, and then you would write in the journal. And then for our, here, let me just make sure that you understand what that's going to look like. You're going to hit click to launch. And then here's the prompt right here, and then you just hit create journal entry, and you just post that, and then it's fine. Same situation. Wait, no. Yeah, it lets you go back on the journal. And then it's kind of closed for our next module, just giving you an idea of where we're going next. So there's that. So very simple. Just kind of go through the steps. If you have questions or concerns, let me know. I know it's the weekend, and a lot of you start working on the weekend. It may take me a little bit longer to respond, but don't panic. So we'll get it all worked out. So good luck.